Hi everybody, this is Alex with StudioFernandina. Welcome to the August update of my life as an artist. If you've watched any of the videos, you can tell that this place looks a little different. That's because it's a brand new house. I unfortunately had to move at the end of July, and it wasn't exactly the smoothest or easiest of moving experiences that I've had in my life. I don't want to say it'll be the worst I've ever had because, I don't know what the future holds for me. But it definitely was not, by far, was not one of the easiest ones that I've had. So when you throw that into having to work, and I had a vacation already bought, paid for, planned, everything at the beginning of August, and I have another one in a week at the end of August. So I had these vacations already planned. I had all this art stuff that I was trying to get done, and I had this curveball thrown into my life of all of a sudden having to move. And that's the downside of living in a place month to month, which I was in my last place. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's what it is. And I found this place finally. I had to sleep on my friend's mom's couch for a week. It sucked. I had to go on vacation after just getting the keys to this place and then come back from vacation and immediately start moving again that very same day and finish moving. And I still have yet to have everything unpacked. It's August 26th right now, and I still have yet to fully unpack. And in a week, I'm going on my other vacation, which was already bought, and planned, and paid for, and everything. So neither of these seem like vacations. They seem more like burdens and undue stress than something that's supposed to be enjoyed and taken in as refreshing. But anyways, as far as the art goes, I did film the July update, but because of all of this, all the crushing weight, mentally, physically, and emotionally, of having to move, having to work so much, and having to find this new place to live, just the physical annoyance of having to look at all these places and having to crunch the numbers and seeing, can I afford to live here, and which places do I choose to go to? What am I going to have to sacrifice to move into these other places? And just all that took a toll on me, where I finally caved in and said enough, that I had too much, and just stopped. And the only thing I could focus on was finding a new place to live, and everything else just had to be put to the back burner and put aside. Just couldn't deal with that much stuff anymore. And even at work, I was just not antisocial, but the people who know me could tell that I was dealing with some shit. So it just, like I said, it wasn't the easiest, was not the happiest of moving experiences that I've had. I hope that I don't experience anything any worse than that, but hopefully I have a long life ahead of me, and you never know what's going to happen. But anyway, for the artwork, I am posting the July update along with this one. And if you remember, I think I referenced it in the June update that I was going to choose blue for the color for July. And the one piece of artwork that I was doing in July, because I knew I was moving, was the shape and line drawing, similar to the sculpture that I have sitting over my shoulder. Just, I think it's like 24 by 36 or something, or 18 by 24 that I'm doing the drawing. And it's going to be multiple shades of blue, because that was the color for the month. And I wanted to get that done because the two previous months in May and June, I had not been able to finish in May, and I didn't even start in June, the line drawings for those months. And because of everything and all the moving, I had decided in July that August was essentially going to be a break, that I was taking the month off. I wasn't even planning, wasn't even going to try to do any artwork this month. It was all about moving, it was all about getting stuff set up again, about reorganizing myself and getting prepared to just go back at it 110% in September. I leave for my second vacation, which doesn't really feel like a vacation, in a week. And when I get back, a week after that, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to plan out what I'm doing for the rest of the year, art-wise. I already know what colors I've already used, and I have September, October, November, December, and August. So 5 months that I have to choose what colors I'm doing for each month. And when you include the partially completed artwork and the 3 from August that I haven't even done, I have 8 works of art that I need to finish on top of the 15 that I'm still going to do for the rest of the year, for September through December. So I do have a challenge. I do have a decent amount of work set out for me. And if you've listened to any of the other videos that I've posted, I know I've touched base in a couple of them that I'm not just trying to do this the easy way out. I'm not just trying to make little 8x10 pictures of everything and do it simply and do it cheaply. I want to challenge myself. I want to make these drawings and these paintings in ways that I haven't done before. I want to see color combinations that I haven't tried before to see if it'll physically work with my style of artwork. And if it doesn't, I want to know why it didn't work, and I want to try to find a way to make it work. Maybe it's just the shades of the colors, maybe it's the consistency of the paint, maybe it's the type of paper, the type of canvas, the type of pen I use. I've learned these things. I figured this stuff out. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, why I challenged myself to do this in the first place, was to make this artwork become more of my life again. And something that stopped when I graduated from high school. And it should never have stopped. It did because I was a teenage boy, you know. I discovered, among other things, video games and girls and unhealthy obsession with pizza and wings. And so that's where all my money went to. And Lasertron, for those of you in Western New York, that was the other bulk of my money. So, but getting the artwork back into my life is what I've been trying to do these last few years. And I can't take a bad month, a bad situation like moving, I can't let it affect me in the long term. 1 month, 2 months, you know, getting back on my feet, reestablishing myself, getting settled into this new place is understandable. If I'm not back in my stride of making artwork by September, that's my own fault. That's on me. And if I can't keep my promises to myself, then what good is anything else I say or do? And so it may not be the easiest thing to do, but I need to sit down, I need to finish unpacking and set this place up and get back to work. The positive thing is that when you include all the money that I've made selling my artwork these last 2 years and getting back into my artwork over these last 4 years, 3-4 years on a more serious level, 5 years if you include the tiny little bit that I did in 2011 and 12-ish area, but it's somewhere almost 2/3 paid for itself. All the canvas, all the paint, all the brushes, everything has almost all paid for itself. I sell conservatively, if I sell 5 or 6 more paintings and drawings the way I have been, my art will be net neutral as far as cost neutral. And that's a good thing, because I have so much back supply and surplus of materials that I can make more paintings and drawings. And sorry about that. No power alarm went on my phone and screwed some things up. But the money that I've invested in the materials I need to make this artwork Even if I didn't buy anything new for the next year, I would not run out of materials, and I could just sell a few pieces of artwork and be in the black as far as the art goes. I still have my student loans, my credit card debt. I don't have a car loan anymore, but because I had to survive off my credit cards for a little bit, and kind of still am, I have to deal with that now. But it's nothing I haven't dealt with before. I'm lucky to have the opportunities financially available to me that I have, and I'll just pay them off and build myself up again.